to my channel. Welcome to those of you that are new here. Welcome to the flock, and for those that are returning back to my channel, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Don't know what's going on with my hair today, but anyway, let's get into this next video. So the video today is going to be a follow-up to the ones that I've done previously on migraines. So this will be the third in the series now, and as I said at the end of my last video, or towards the end of it, I'm actually getting Botox. In fact, let me correct that, I've had Botox now. So I just wanted to share some other things that I've found along my way of what have helped me, other than the Botox, which I'll get into separately. But yeah, I just wanted to give you a quick update and to let you know what else has helped me along the way. So before we get into the Botox, I just wanted to go through a couple of other things that I have tried that have been non-medicinal, to try and help alleviate some of the symptoms that I have with migraines and headaches. And the one thing that I did try again that I said about in my last video was trying a magnesium supplement, because a magnesium deficiency is very, very hard to pinpoint in any kind of tests from what I've read anyway. So I wanted to try and do that because I found that I was getting really, really tired really easily, just no energy, a general apathy about a lot of things. So I have now been taking magnesium for, I'd say, a good couple of months now, and I really have noticed a difference. I don't think necessarily that it has helped in terms of any migraine symptoms that I've been having, but it's definitely helped with the energy levels. So if you are a migraine sufferer and you find that your energy levels seem to be dipping slightly, then you can always give it a go. Obviously, I'm not a medical professional, so please don't take anything that I say as though I'm a medical professional. I'm obviously not, but I just want to share, you know, what's worked with me, you know, what hasn't. So one of the other things that I tried is I went to the dentist. I had to have a checkup anyway, and she said to me, I can see that you are really excessively grinding your teeth at night, so I suggest getting a night guard. So I spent £200 on a night guard that is fit for my teeth, or moulded round to the top layer of my teeth. Has it worked? I don't think it's made really any difference, to be quite honest. Even though it's moulded to my teeth, it slips down, so I find myself clenching more to try and keep it in place at night. But I would say if you're going to try and get one done, by all means go to your dentist and have one done. But I think when you're spending out that sort of money, you can find a cheaper alternative, ones where you can take the mould at home yourself for about £35–40 from what I've seen. So it may be better to try that first if it's something that you want to try. Personally, it hasn't really worked for me. One of the other things that I have done is go and get an eye test. I did need new glasses, so I spent about £300 out on new glasses and all the tints that you get them. So the anti-reflective tint, the tint that you can get obviously to stop the anti-glare from blue light screen headlights of oncoming cars when you're driving at night. I think that has helped, and I do wear them more often as well. That's definitely helped. And then one thing that my husband bought me that I had seen on another channel, another YouTube channel, was an eye massager. So here is what my husband bought me for my birthday. Now it does fold in half, so you can take it away with you if you have to go away anywhere, and then you've got the elasticated strap that goes on here, which is also adjustable. And the way that this works here is got 6 different settings on it. It wasn't cheap, it was $55.99, but I would really recommend getting this if you can. I will link it in the description below. It came from Amazon, so hopefully they've still got it. If they have, I'll put the link below for you. It's got 6 different settings. Basically it helps to put pressure on your pressure points, so kind of rounded temples, above your eyes, and it heats up as well. It vibrates. I can't tolerate the vibrating bit of it, so I chose one of the cycles or the programs on that turned that particular bit off. There's even a cycle on it for children, but it really does help. It builds up that pressure and releases it, and like it says, it's an eye massager, so I have found it brilliant. 10-minute cycles, rechargeable, $55.99. It is Bluetooth connected so that you can play your music through it as well, although when I tried that from my phone it was quite tinny, so not really the best quality for that, so I just don't tend to use the Bluetooth part of that with my music. And I started to put that on in the mornings before I got out of bed, so that really helped. So I would definitely recommend that if you think you can tolerate a bit of pressure around your eyes. It does kind of massage. You can feel it working here as well, underneath your eyes, around here and around here. So yeah, all around your eyes, because it's an eye massager. But yeah, I really liked that. And then what else have I tried? I've also been going to an osteopath, which I've probably spent close to £300 on now as well, but I've had six or seven different appointments now. Initially I went to see her because I hurt my back, but now she started working on helping me improve my posture, so adjusting my back, adjusting my neck, and I think that's helped as well. I did go for a week of having no headaches whatsoever before the Botox, and they did start to come back again, the headaches, etc. But I think it's really good to help with your alignment, because if you are sat at a screen all day, especially if you're on a laptop, you're kind of hunched over like this all day, and obviously your neck is not in the correct position, your shoulders aren't in the correct position. Obviously you should be up like this with your shoulders back, chest out and centre, and your head up high. So another thing which you can't see behind you at the moment is I've changed my setup for work, so I have a laptop and a big screen now. Yeah, so I've done that so that my head is more forward. So if you are working from home still, or you know, even working back in the office, make sure that you've got your desk set up properly, because that will really help that too. The osteopath also said to me that try Pilates, because Pilates is more about getting your form, your structure, and your posture correct. That kind of now just leaves me with Botox, which I've had. So I'm just going to insert a couple of clips here, well, more than a couple, of my thoughts just as I was about to go in, what happened in it, and then 2 or 3 other updates along the way of how I felt it was working. So I'll show you those now. Well, Botox day has finally arrived. I must admit I am a little nervous at the thought of having, I think it's up to 39 injections in and around my head. Yeah, a little bit nervous. I've not got any makeup on, any perfume on, anything like that, because I don't know whether that would interact with the injections or make things more sore. I don't know, but I am, fingers crossed, really hoping that this works, because having been off work now for 3 months, I've had enough. I'm not working. I've had enough of trying to fill my days with other stuff. I know people might think I'm a bit crazy, you know, oh, you've had 3 days or 3 weeks, 3 months of work, you know, that must be great, but it's not when it's filled with pain, and trying not to do stuff that you would normally do. So here we go, big breath, and yeah, let's hope it works. So that's it, the Botox has been done. You can probably see little needle marks here and around here, and he's done it in my around the top of my head here, and in the back of my head, and kind of like the top of my neck as well. So he said that there were 3 different types of Botox that you can use. and he says typically for migraines it's called Azalure or Allergan. I didn't have the Allergan one. He said that doesn't always last as long, it's not as effective, so we went with the Azalure. The other one, which I can't remember the name of what he said it was rubbish anyway and only lasted about a month. So it wasn't necessarily painful as such, just a bit stingy where they put the needle in, and he wasn't 100% sure that what I'm actually suffering from is migraine. He thinks that it could be sinus related, so I thought for a minute I wasn't going to be able to have it and he wouldn't do it, but Dr. Ali was brilliant. He really reassured me and said that that he was one of the pioneers in testing for Botox as a migraine treatment about 15 years ago. And you know, he said, you know, they were just kind of experimenting a little bit then, and he said that there was this a Jamaican lady that came in for it that had always suffered with migraines, and that because obviously it was in the early stages of using Botox as a treatment for migraines, they put a little bit too much Botox in the back of her neck, and she was walking around like this for 2 weeks because she couldn't lift her head up. So obviously Botox is there as a muscle relaxant, so I'm kind of hoping that it works. Obviously I don't really want to carry on having migraines. He did say that it will take up to 2 weeks to work, if it's going to work. So he said if it is migraine and it works in 2 weeks, you'll know then, you know, if it works, it is migraine, and that if it is not migraine, then it won't have any effect at all. So, and then it's probably more likely to be sinus related, so then it'll be a case of going back to my GP and discussing that with him. But I'm gonna see how the next couple of weeks go. I'll try and give some updates as and when, and yeah, I hope this lot dies down soon. He did actually say don't rub your forehead for the next 4 hours and don't lay down for the next 4 hours. So if you are having Botox for whatever reason, they're the 2 rules to abide by. I'm guessing it's because the Botox has been put in certain areas and you don't want to move it around. So yeah, that's it for now. I will update you in a few days' time. So I'm now on day 6 after having Botox. I'm having a pretty chill day, so I apologise for the crappy lighting, but yeah, it's chill day today. I have Rocco sat on my lap, but yeah, anyway, you don't want to hear about that. So yeah, I am starting to get headaches again. I didn't have any, so I had the Botox on the Friday. I didn't get any on the Saturday or any on the Sunday, the migraine type headaches that is. That was completely migraine and headache, pain-free. But then Monday afternoon I started to get some of the sinus pressure, and that's all it's really been since Monday's more sinus pressure. Now I grade my headaches on a scale from 0 to 3. So 0 is no headache, no symptoms, nothing at all. 1 is mild symptoms, just usually a bit of pain, a bit of sinus pressure. 2 is moderate pain, and that's when I start to get things like the stabbing pains in my head, or issues with speech, etc. And then level 3 is go to bed, can't do anything else, feel awful, and just need to go and sleep it off, basically. So the pain's been a little different, and I think that's to do with where my head now feels very different, or my forehead feels very different. I've not really noticed too much pressure at all or anything around the back of my head where I had some of the Botox done, but I can still frown, annoyingly. But my head does feel different. So from here on up to about here, it does feel different. It does feel I don't want to say frozen, but it feels like more like I've got a compress on my head, stopping things from moving as much. So it is a little weird, but I think the pressure that I have had is at a level 1. I am due to go back to work tomorrow for my first time in 3 months. I will be doing a phased return to work. So I'm a little nervous about that, but I do need to drive to the office, and driving isn't normally an issue for me because I'm not concentrating on a screen. So I'm a little bit nervous about that, but so far I'm impressed with the results. I will give it up to the 2 weeks like the consultant says, and then we'll take it from there. But I'll check in with you again in a few days' time. So I'm now just over 2 weeks past having Botox. I can definitely report that the headaches have lessened in severity and in the amount of them that I'm getting. And I think that the effects of the Botox has now stopped spreading. So I think the last time I put an update on, it was coming to about here, but now I would say it's down to about here. So everything from here on up is frozen, apart from I can just frown just a tiny bit. I know I look a bit odd when I'm trying to do that. So my eyebrows kind of move here and here, but that's it. And I'm not sure whether this is going to pick it up on the camera, but it does feel like I've got like not lumps, but yeah, for want of a better word, lumps here and here. But I think that's because that's where the doctor didn't inject, because obviously I still want to be able to kind of move my eyes, but I have noticed, and it's bugging me just slightly, is that my eyes seem to have got more hooded. Now I know that droopy eyes are or can be an effect of having Botox. Yeah, but I just noticed, you know, when I'm doing my makeup, obviously I haven't got any makeup on now because I wanted to be able to show you, that I literally can't see any makeup on my lid at all. It's literally up here. So I'm having to apply my makeup slightly differently than I would do normally. But that seems to be the only effect so far, or negative effect so far, that I don't really like. Hopefully in weeks to come, you know, I won't even see these little frown lines. I have been told by a friend who's had Botox that it'll probably take about 3 sessions of Botox before those frown lines go. But obviously that's not the aim of me having Botox, it's to get rid of the migraines. But yeah, that's kind of where I am at just over 2 weeks in, which the doctor did say to me that I would know within 2 weeks whether or not it's helping to decrease my migraines, and I think that's definitely the case. So there we have it. That's kind of how I've been getting on with Botox. It's now been just over 3 weeks since I had the Botox, and I would say that that the compress kind of feeling is kind of like from here down to round about here, so just below the bridge of my nose, and I do think that it's actually worked for me. I feel like I've got my life back. I don't not having anywhere near as many headaches and all the pain that I was having before, and you know, I still do get some of the other symptoms, such as the speech aphasia, and I get a bit of a stiff neck and shoulders. So I still get a bit of slight pressure around my eyes, and I sometimes feel dizzy, although that is kind of going off, but I no longer feel sick. I don't get the stabbing pains as much. The other thing that I will say, actually, having my COVID jabs, both the first and the second one. Now the first one, I had the Pfizer jab, I did find that I had a bad headache for about 5 days, and then when I went for the second one, the nurse at the time said to me, just, you know, be aware sometimes you can get more symptoms after you've had the second jab for Pfizer, and I certainly found that was the case. I had a more severe migraine, but it only lasted a day as opposed to the 5 days, and I was kind of I had a fever. I was aches and pains, but it kind of, like I say, went off within about 24 to 48 hours. And as I mentioned in my last video, I have a grading system, so I grade my migraines on a 0 to a 3 level. So that's kind of how I've graded them, and that's how I know that the Botoxes work, because I've generally been at a level 0 or a level 1, apart from obviously when I hit that level 3 a few days ago when I had my second jab, but we've established that was because of the jab. So it's been really helpful for me to be able to do that. Now I monitor myself in the morning, the afternoon and the evening, and I can grade each one, because obviously if you're a migraine sufferer or headache sufferer, you know that the pain can ebb and flow during the day and change. And you can also then see what your symptoms are if you have to get to the point where you have to take some form of medication, and then you take it, you can kind of see what effect that has. So I would really recommend keeping a diary and rating your pain and making a note of some of those symptoms, so that you can understand as well maybe what the triggers are. So I would recommend, like I say, keep that diary, understand what your triggers are. So for me, triggers, as I've said before, loud noises, strong smells, hunger, funnily enough, too much screen time, if I'm a bit stressed out, if I'm hormonal, that's a big one. If I'm just emotional, which usually goes hand in hand with the hormones. But that's kind of where I've been and what I've learned over the last few months. But if I get a little bit closer now, you can see with my forehead, I can't frown. I could just about move my eyebrows, and that's it. I can't do anything more than that. So it has made me look more youthful. So my husband says. But I did have the injections all the way around here, above my eyes here, in my the bits where I normally frown, and then along the back of my head as well. But if you would like me to do anything more, if you've got any more questions on the Botox, I'm more than happy to put another video up. Even if it's Botox for non-migraine purposes, you will have the same, I would imagine you would have the same sort of effects that I've had if you're having it put in your forehead. Obviously I don't think for cosmetic reasons you wouldn't have it in the back of your head. I think that's generally just kind of reserved for migraines, because most of the time nobody can see what's in the back of your head because your hair covers it. So yes, let me know if you would like me to give you any further updates on the Botox or migraines or anything else that you would find helpful. Please put them in the comments below. I'm more than happy to try another video out for you. But I think that is it for now. I hope you've enjoyed this one. If you have, please do hit the like button, subscribe to my channel because it really does help to support me, and ding your notification bell too if you subscribe, because then you'll be notified next time that I upload a video. So I do try to upload videos every Sunday without fail, and then a few bonus ones if I can. I'll put them in on a Friday night. So yeah, that is it for now. I hope you've enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.